we provide for you today?
Thank you. I've got a few notes here. So first off, I'm a person with a disability and require tech supports to mitigate the impact of my brain injury. I'm not recording our video meeting, but I am recording a cell phone that is pointed fully at me to record what I'm saying, so I have a record and working memory of the conversation. So I thank you in advance for that. I don't need you to record it, but certainly you're welcome to if you need to.
Rob, I really appreciate how you've grounded this conversation very, very much.
Thank you, my neighbor. Um, Okay. Also, I would just like to. I'm not good at small talk, but I would like to try a few minutes, just so you understand who I am as a neighbor and a resident. I'm a storyteller. I share the story of the November Project, which is a true story based on over 300 love letters my grandpa wrote to my grandma during World War II. I moved to Halifax here last May to build that narrative more, and I perform live at small spaces like Trident Cafe, and I post lots of street art that prompts people to reflect on the sacrifices and learnings of our ancestors. Um, I'm also an academic. I have a PhD in education and a Master of Laws in Alternative Dispute Resolution. I was a mediator with the Superior Court in Ontario and was a justice professor and community studies professor at a college in Ontario. Um,
Can I ask where in Ontario were you?
Durham College.
Oh, right on. Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate you telling me your story.
Thank you. Yeah, the and just in terms of the magnitude of the work that we're doing, we just got a nomination for a 2026 Rocky Award at the Banff World Media Festival this June, and we learned that we are in a competition category with Prince William and David Attenborough, and their documentary docuseries for the BBC. So our production is one of 23 representing Canada at this festival, and I'm going there in June with Ashley McIsaac on board to pitch Halifax as a safe destination for artists to come to and express themselves in public life, in social life, in public parks. Specifically in cultural spaces like outside of our library, and enjoying the freedoms that exist here because we are on unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people, and that is one of the reasons why I came here to pursue this further storytelling and pitching a several $100 million series while we're out there to Netflix and the big powers that be. So I would like there to be some full disclosure, understanding that from my perspective, I have different insight possibly into human rights, and as a queer person, I've embraced excuse me, just my learning over the years of what does it really mean for a person to feel respected and to be treated with dignity, and that certainly doesn't come from experiences that I've had thus far trying to participate in local government. So I understand that there may be a different narrative that other people may have, and we can agree to disagree. And I also still have the right to participate in government, even if it hurts somebody else's feelings for being accountable for what they did that might have been wrong. There's a business relationship here with me in the town of Halifax, apart from being a resident. There's significant dollars that we're attracting to come to Halifax, and I want to make sure it's safe for queer people. I want to make sure it's safe for people that have disabilities, that people are treated respectfully, and so I'm trying to understand the process, and this is something that I share with my audiences as a disabled artist and somebody that is encouraging public expression. So I'm at some point I will be bringing my delegation about asking for a motion of each department doing an overhaul because of the project that I'm bringing, the business that I'm bringing to Halifax, the integrity in support for human rights and accountability. I understand city staff to this date doesn't want to participate at all and just fluffs it off that I have to go to the Human Rights Commission. That is not what the Human Rights Commission wants at all. They want people to be accountable for doing their own investigation first, and especially if there's criminal behavior that's involved, that each department has done their work to say, oh, actually, I could see how this could actually be criminal for the person that was acted upon. That's horrible, and that's not what HRM is about. That's my belief as Canadians. We don't really want to treat each other this way, but it is what it is. So that's my my heart and my intent. I'm okay if you have any questions about that.
Uh, no, but what I can offer for the formal governance process, which is what we can support today,
Yes,
that is a system that we work incredibly hard to try to make fair and equitable for people that are coming to speak to council.
thank you.
So there are a few there. Well, what that does mean, though, however, so I want to make sure I give you the whole story. We are based around very formal proceedings and rules that our job is to communicate and the committee upholds. So what we can do here today, we have, I just as a heads up for you, I do have a meeting that starts right at 10 o'clock that I need to try to be at. So I want to make sure we use our time, but I also want to make sure you kind of know where I have some bookends of where I need to be as well. Just want to make sure I.
Sure, thank you. And I'm always fine if you need to interrupt me. And visually, if you just give me a timeout too, that lets me, or a thumbs up, that lets me know that you have a.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Just a quick word too.
Just 1 second, Rob. Sorry, I'll do my first one. Just the one point I wanted to say with that is the rules that are in place are grounded in legislation, and they are fairly specific for a purpose. What I can't do is go talk to somebody and say, "Oh, I think that what you're talking about is really cool and interesting. We'll give you 10 minutes for this one." Or this person, "Oh, I don't agree with you. This is something that I don't think is appropriate. We're only going to give you 2." That's not how it works. It's very consistent to be fair for the entire community within the prescribed processes. So I like to try to give people the whys rather than just the rules.
Yeah. Are you able to give me a link to a document that says, hey, this is the procedure? I'm having a lot of difficulty navigating the website. So I'm looking for like specific links. Is there a specific link that says, because I'll need to do this each time I want to bring a delegation. So thank you for that.
So just as a heads up for you, Rob, we can absolutely provide you the link, and we can provide you the document that has the major component of our rules. Uh, as a heads up, it's not the most organically written document in the world. It is very legislatively prescriptive written, and we do our best to try to convey that information in plain language. But when you do read it, it is a very formal document. I just don't want you to see it and go, "What the heck is this thing?"
And that's okay. Like as an educator, I'm happy to see it and say, hey, we can make this accessible to a grade 3 level of understanding without it being patronizing. And here's just a short YouTube video that is just I'm just writing down a note. Maybe I can contact or join the accessibility committee within HRM to be able to contribute some ideas about just social education about here's the rule, this is usually what it means.
And
Okay.
the Accessibility Advisory Committee, we do recruitments for that committee quite often. So that would be something that I would absolutely be keeping an eye on.
Um, the I will look up the link on that one. I'll be able to find that and follow the instructions on who to contact. Thank you for that. Okay, sorry, that was a tangent. We were talking about, yes, there is a legislative process. I appreciate that. And I'm kind of looking for those standards of like timeliness about it's just a lot for me to hold at one time in terms of there are subcommittees that I think I communicate with somebody to say this is what my issue is, and that person at HRM decides, okay, I think this is more with this committee. Is that how that works?
Yes, but it is the document we're going to send you. It is based on that document itself. So every one of those committees has a specific term of reference where.
Sorry, could you say that word again? I didn't understand it.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I can get quick, and then I'm also gonna. I don't like virtual meetings because of this sometimes. That document we're going to send you, it has terms of reference for all of our standing committees.
Terms of reference.
So
I understand. Okay.
yeah, so
Right.
it prescribes what items go to which committees. So we don't want to have public safety item go to the recreation committee. There would just be so that's where that is. So when we give you those, when we say here's where your item can go, it is based off of those terms of reference.
I understand. Okay. And I don't know which department to access here, but I have difficulty locating specific bylaws and public documents that I don't think need to go through FOIOP for that. It's just, yeah, we have these. This is just public information. Um, I I don't. Do you guys do access to documents as well? Or is there somebody within HRM that will be able to assist me, like learning how to use the website so I could bookmark it to find documents like employee code of conduct, job descriptions, ethical statements of human rights, things like that. I'm trying to gather those public documents.
So most of the documents would be on different places of the website. The job descriptions, you would probably have to contact the human resources department, and they would let you know what they could tell you or what they could pass on. I don't have any, that's completely away from my wheelhouse.
Right.
Do you know kind of which bylaws you were looking for by chance?
The ones that might relate to employee code of conduct.
So if you Google Halifax Regional Municipality Employee Code of Conduct, that will do you have access to the chat in this meeting?
I do, my friend. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to do this in a more efficient way, but that means you're going to have to save this link.
That's okay. I'll open them up in new windows, and that's fine. You don't have to follow up with an email.
Can you confirm to me that that link worked?
Legislation and bylaws, HRM. Okay, yeah, HRM search. Is there a? Oh, there's a filter.
So you just scroll on that page, it should give you the listing of the recent bylaws and the up-to-date ones.
Okay.
And there are multiple pages. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see there'll be multiple pages. They're all listed here. You can do a search by keyword. Our search profile on the website, I would offer, is not all the time.
Okay. Okay. This is still quite confusing. So I'm not really sure what. Okay, let me. You know what? I appreciate for time's sake today. Yes, I have a resource and I'll work on that on my own. And if I have difficulty, I'll just put in a request for some assistance for somebody that knows the website better than I.
And if you can look at the second link I just sent you,
Okay.
saving you a search.
Where's that? Okay. Oh, perfect. That's it directly. Thank you, my friend. That's perfect. Thank you. Okay. And I'm just going to wrap up because I think I'm satisfied with what I got, but I'm okay if you have other things that you want to mention to me.
I have one more thing. If you don't get to it, I will mention it.
Okay. So the one is there check figure out my better search strategies for looking for those specific bylaws. The extra was to contact the accessibility committee to express my interest in being involved and giving feedback and participating. The other one is to follow up on the procedure as it's legislated about this is how to do business with HRM.
So can we talk about that part really quickly? We have a few more minutes if you
Sure.
don't have to run away.
Yeah.
So would you, I'm going to ask you questions that I do not need you to answer. Like I don't need the answer today, but I need you to think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if you would be looking to speak to a committee in person or via Zoom?
Um, I would have to see the light first in the area with my brain injury. Like I can't be in the province house. There's three different colors of light and it kills my eyes.
We may be in a similar boat because of the so we have a high definition camera system that we use in there, which makes it for very bright production level lighting.
I understand.
So we have multiple options as an accessibility opportunity. So we do allow virtual participation for members of the public. So if you wanted to, and you decided that you wanted to present, that option is absolutely available to you. You can absolutely come in person as well, but those are both the ways you can do it, and you just decide which one you want. The only difference is if you do want to participate by Zoom, we need to know that a few days in advance because we can't do it the day of.
I understand.
If you wake up and you go, I can't do it in person today, we can't accommodate it that quickly, but we can help with that. If you decide that you want to participate by Zoom, we have a staff member who works with you for a few minutes before the meeting to make sure she'll be there to answer your questions, to facilitate that process, to try to take away some of the anxiety of presenting to council, but also to make sure you can be confident when you're doing that.
Yeah.
If you do decide to present to a standing committee, you would have a 5-minute window, like it's a 5-minute presentation timeline. That is consistent across the board. We could, depending on how that works beforehand, you and I could connect again if you had any more specific questions on those components of it. And if you were to decide that you wanted to present in person, what I would ask is that my team would let me know, and I would actually come in there with you for a few minutes before the meeting to be able to just make sure your
rehearse.
is kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally what I call it. Yeah, I have to rehearse sometimes.
Push the button, what you don't push, what we take care of, all those. So realistically, those options are your decision. We don't have any opinion on it outside of we want you to do what's going to be the best and most powerful for your story that you're telling.
Thank you.
This is an offer. If you decide a year from now that you want to do this, the same opportunities and offers are going to be there. So if you can engage with us, we'll do whatever we can to try to facilitate with those consistent rules. Nobody likes saying no less than me. And when I say no, it's because I am grounded in legislative rulings and I am not able to overstep.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Thank you, neighbors.
So is there anything else that we've missed or that you'd like to touch on today?
I would ask that the next team meeting that you have, that hopefully you share that it was good insight for both of us on how to work in a long-term relationship of conflict resolution and participation in local government. That's kind of what I'm modeling in my production of peaceful peaceful agree to disagree and still do business in the way that is peaceful to each other. So thank you.
I'll in the spirit of that, then I will say I might steal one of your ideas. I do like this video idea very, very much. So the comment you made about the video that demonstrates the council proceedings in a really simple way, I think that is, I love it. So that's something that I will not lose that thought.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share. I don't charge for any. I'm a community arts educator. I'm disabled now, so I have time to do these things and think about these things.
Well, and that's where the rules become broader than just the governance process. It would be the corporate communications department. I would have to follow their rules on any of these things. But I think that anybody who cares about local government is people that I have a lot of time for, and I want to make sure we're working with you. So
Thank you, neighbors.
I appreciate this, and like I said, email is the best way of getting a hold of us. And if we can connect on any other specific questions, we'll do our best as much as we are able to.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Bye bye.